Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. Danielle here. I'm so glad to see you this evening. If you're new here, go ahead and click the live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and set any request to your greater healing and well-being. We're going to start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to all of your requests. And if you'd like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one distance session or reading, or if you'd like to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description below, as are all my social media and my email list. So let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, and lots of love to all of you where this is a difficult day. I know it's all the ups and all the downs today. So let's just go ahead and say our hellos. We've got Chris, Joanna, Still Not Still, Rajani, welcome in. Danielle, oh, it's so good to see you all. So let's see. Yeah, if anyone's having any issues, you can log out and log back in, or just, if you're watching on a browser, just hit the reset button, and that might do it for you. Awesome. Good stuff. Let's bring in a few of Chris's requests. I hope you're doing well. I hope Ava's doing well. Let's bring in some leopard skin, rhodochrosite, green aventurine, garnet, sapphire, and we will also bring in some carnelian to get us started. Awesome. So let's actually start off with that carnelian. So carnelian is the stone of, ooh, hey, look at that. Let me actually switch over to the next camera view so you can take a look at the grid with me. So as per usual, we have a mirror here to help reflect and deflect any negative energy. We've got a copper spiral to help break up any blockages. And this here is carnelian. This stone is superb for relationships and the sacral chakra. So this is sexuality, sensuality, or close, intimate, personal relationships. It's also creativity and attracting love. Wonderful too for allergies, for colds, and for wound healing. So there we go. That is carnelian. And it is unseasonably chilly here in Philadelphia, so my fingers are a little slow today. Garnet is wonderful for practicality and finding really the best way to get the most done with the least amount of effort and time. It helps you to take a new, fresh look at how everything is set up and flowing, and get a good perspective on how to make things just easier on yourself. It's wonderful too for finding balance and strength in times of change, and it's great for creativity as well as for organization. I love doing my winter to spring, spring to winter, or fall to winter kind of clothing swap in my closet with garnet, because it really helps me to see like the best way to reset the house. Sapphire is helpful for connecting with our angels, our guides, and our guardians. It's one that helps us with channeling and mediumship and high-level connections. Any kind of like big intuitive practice, this is very helpful. Also helpful for the thyroid, eyes, ears, for helping support those with dementia and those who care for and about them. And it's wonderful for really just envisioning good outcomes in times of change. So that is sapphire. This is also one that is known to help bring about speedy justice. So there we go. Aventurine is one that helps us to gain some really heartfelt confidence. This is a stone that can help us to expand the way that we see ourselves and our potential. If you're someone who lacks the confidence to go ahead and learn something new or try something new, aventurine is one that I definitely recommend. Helpful for eye problems, heart rhythms, and fertility. And anytime that you just need a little bit of a boost to try something new. So that is aventurine. Rhodochrosite helps with, and this is definitely timely for Mother's Day, this helps with healing any mother-child type wounds and also increases mother-child bonding. It's wonderful for telepathy, shamanic journeying, connection with the ancestors, as well as the heart and circulation, asthma, and even stress headache. So that is rhodochrosite. Let's see, how are we doing? Oh, good. And then next we'll bring in some leopard skin jasper, really helpful for connection with our animal guides and guardians and for helping to heal our animal companions. It's wonderful too for skin as well as balance, coordination, and it can be really helpful for anything that has to do with attracting a soulmate. So that is leopard skin jasper. So good to see you, Chris. I'll continue working down your list as we go. Hey, Mimi. Welcome in. Jennifer Vatsa, welcome in. Good stuff. Ooh, lots of different requests for sure. And so I usually go from the top down. I'll bounce around a little bit. So if I don't get to your request right away, I'm just kind of working my way down. So let's see. Still not still. More help with physical healing and hope. Gotcha. Aw, I'm glad that these are helpful for you. Still not still. It's so good to see you. So let's say physical healing and hope. So let's do let's bring in, I'm going to start with these. And I did see, Lila Ray, you mentioned something about not getting a virus that's still swirling about the house. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to take that and combine that with Still Not Still's request for physical healing. So let's start there. So for physical healing, we'll start with some tree agate. This is sacred in Ayurveda. That's the sister science to yoga. So this helps to bring balance in body, mind, and spirit in a very deep and even in a very complex way. It's also helpful for calming the physical and emotional nerves, for satiating and calming the ego, and for healing, noticing, and moving on from negative habits and patterns that are holding you back. More than anything, this can really help with bringing the physical body into balance and harmony where you almost don't know where to start. So it's great for altogether just physical healing. So that is tree agate. Also going to bring in moss agate. This is really helpful for fighting off any kind of like colds, flu, that kind of stuff. Moss agate is highly regarded in Chinese medicine, and it's wonderful for infections, illnesses, keeping that stuff at bay. It also helps with connection to nature, releasing fears of the unknown, and also any kind of higher self or inner child work if you're doing any therapy work. Wonderful too for connection to spirit and unconditional love. So that is moss agate. For hope, let's bring in some smoky quartz. Smoky quartz definitely helps with protection, transmutation, and it helps calm a lot of worry. It's one that's great at breaking up energy blockages, and it's even been used since the Middle Ages to help protect your property against theft. It's wonderful for hope in any kind of uncertain times, for chronic pain, and for flexibility of the body and movement, as well as flexibility of the mind and thinking. And we can all get a little stuck in our thinking, and this is definitely a stone that can help us to, if we feel just sort of stuck in life in general. Smoky quartz is a lovely thing to add in. It really does help to kind of clear our energy and give us a chance at a new perspective. So there we go. Also for hope is dumortierite. Dumortierite helps with not only improving situations that might even feel like they're beyond hope, like whether they actually are or not. It helps with improving the situation and keeping us hopeful. It's wonderful for tidiness and for helping us release pent-up anger and resentment. It's helpful for patience and for any kind of Uranus energy in your chart, if you follow your chart at all. And it's helpful too for standing up for yourself. It's supportive for nervous dogs, and it's also great for healing tendons and ligaments. That is dumortierite. And snowflake obsidian. This is a great stone for releasing guilt and for helping support you during any kind of loneliness. It's also great for reorganizing our patterns of thinking. Like if you've noticed like, hey, I tend to go on this downward spiral. It's like, oh, I noticed that this tends to kick me in this direction. Let's see how I can shift that or work with that to make it a little bit better and easier for me. Wonderful too for calming overstimulation, general mind, body, spirit wellness, and for serenity and inner peace. But here, definitely helpful for hope after any kind of loss. It's good too for intuition, especially clairaudience, which is the intuition that we hear. Okay. So I hope that helps. Awesome. So let's see. Danielle, personal healing for staying positive and for good personal relationships. Oh, I like that. Let's do that. Let's bring in two kinds of calcite. I'm going to start with honey calcite. Honey calcite helps us to attract people that would be a really good balance for us right here and now in our life. This will attract new friends, colleagues, neighbors that are just a good match for you. It also helps with optimism in really difficult times, so this will help still not still's intention. And it's also great for postmenopausal women, of which I am one, so there's that. So that is honey calcite. And yellow calcite. This one is wonderful for optimism, so lots of those like good, happy vibes. It's great for confidence, and it's also really helpful for clearing any blockages around your solar plexus. And that's your center of self and personal identity and free will, prioritizing your wants, needs, and desires in life, and also letting go of the feeling that you need the approval of others or that others have to approve of your choices in order for you to make them. It's great for boundaries, like setting boundaries and holding boundaries, and really everything about your self-identity. So that is yellow calcite. So we'll see where these end up as the grid continues to build. Awesome. But yeah, very happy and optimistic. It's good to see you, Danielle. Welcome back. Joanna Sparkles, request for alleviating sadness and self-pity. Absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. Hey, Patty and Key. Bliss Brain, welcome back. Awesome. Let's Let's see. Alleviating sadness and self-pity. Gotcha. First one that comes to mind is dragon's blood or dragon's stone. I hear it called both. There we go. So this is lovely for grief and loss and helping not to get lost in self-pity or wallowing. It helps you with having patience with yourself, with the courage and strength to change anything that you feel you need to change within, and it helps with learning from your mistakes as well. It's wonderful for healing the immune and nervous system as well as the thyroid, and it's also great for optimism, happiness, and wisdom. It's also thought helpful for skin, hair, nails, all that stuff. So that is dragon's stone or dragon's blood. Another one that can help with general sadness and helping you move that out is green onyx. This can help with grief, sadness, and also even emotional shutdown, like on the intense end. It's helpful for making decisions in alignment with your highest good and moving forward despite emotional pain. So that is green onyx. And I'm going to bring in some black onyx too. This one helps with releasing self-doubt and bringing in a lot of self-esteem. And I feel like that, along with grounding fear and releasing anxiety, this can be a helpful stone. It's wonderful too for grief, ancestor connection, and for protection, especially protection against anyone that would engage in any kind of like mind games or head games, any of those kind of power trip things. So that is black onyx along with green onyx. There we go. I hope that helps. Lots of love. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. Mimi, can you find something? Kidneys, heart, overall health. You're really hurting. Oh, and it's messing with your mental side. I totally understand. So let's see. Kidneys, heart, and overall health. So there we go. So here's a couple that can help. The first is unakite. This is a very, very helpful stone when it comes to fertility, pregnancy, labor, and really any cycle in a woman's life, including onset of menses, onset of menopause, all of it. But it's also helpful for good relationships, for dealing with any kind of addictions, especially quitting smoking. But it's excellent for the heart and circulations and moving fluid through the body. Wonderful for metabolism as well. So we'll bring in unakite. Next, we will bring in some help for the kidneys in the form of opalite. And opalite is a man-made glass generally. There are natural opalites, but they're very, very rare. Opalite's also great for migraine, nausea, and anything hormone related, as well as acceptance of what is and sort of like accepting accepting just the outcome when we don't have control over the ending. It's wonderful for childbirth and especially excellent for the kidneys. Very helpful for the expression of stuck or repressed emotions. And it's also thought helpful for tinnitus or tinnitus. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but that tends to be a chronic sound in the ears, a hearing issue. So that is opalite. And I'm going to bring in another one that's thought helpful for kidneys. Picture jasper. Picture jasper, in addition to helping with the kidneys, this is one that helps you to see the big picture and sort of daydream about the future in a really big, broad way. It encourages you seeing possible ideas and brainstorm, but also like possible good outcomes. It helps with releasing hidden fears and even helps encourage you to explore the world and explore new cultures, new languages. And it's another one that actually has a side impact of helping with quitting smoking. So that is picture jasper, which also goes by desert jasper. And I always mention this in every stream, but I look at everything I do as complementary in nature. Nothing I do here is meant to like replace modern medicine or any other type of holistic work. I feel like I'm really happy to help support you in any way that I can, and there's a limit to that. So yeah, I'm always here to help support any request, but yeah, nothing, I don't see this as a one versus the other sort of scenario. So I definitely hope that this helps you, Mimi, and lots of love to you. And let's see. Oh, Barbara, it's nice to see you. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But it's good to see you, Barbara. It's good to have you here. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Chris. You go ahead and fall asleep. Get that rest. I hope you have a beautiful rest. And let's see what else. Let's see. We've got some awesome requests from Jennifer Vatsa. Dealing with allergic reactions. Ooh, and on steroids, so mood balance, less zoomies. Oh, I totally understand that. Oh, I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. Let's definitely bring in some rhodonite. Grounding and centering and general mood balance. Yeah. So let's start with some really good allergy stones. One of my favorites is rhodonite. I have lots of allergies too, so understand you, my friend. Rhodonite helps with allergies, asthma, anything autoimmune. It's very helpful for the lungs too, but it's wonderful for healing anything that you are insecure about. Really helpful for healing the pain of past emotional abuse as well, and for balancing yin and yang in the body, which sounds like that's also kind of a help right now. And yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes corticosteroids can like make you feel like you couldn't run around and lift a car, and other people it's makes us take a nap, and there's kind of no in between. Another one that's really helpful when it comes to allergies is pink kunzite. And this also helps, of course, with mood and generally how we're feeling. This is the stone of love and compassion. It definitely helps with healing heartbreak and betrayal. And it's very helpful for chemical sensitivities and allergies for sure. Wonderful for hormone balance, neuralgia, and coming back post-anesthesia, and also helpful for new moms and sleepless babies. So that is pink kunzite. Here we go. I also wanted to bring in a little bit of galena for you. Galena, by the way, does have a considerable amount of lead in it, so do be careful. But this one can help with healing insights on the physical level, and it's lovely for grounding and centering and energy protection, especially when you go from an allergic reaction and then you slide all the way over and now it's like you feel like you could lift a car and everywhere in between. This can help with that grounding. It's also wonderful for things that might be inflamed, which definitely includes allergic reactions, but also boils, cysts, disorders of your sense of smell, disorders of the veins, healthy hair growth, and just healthy hair in general. And it's wonderful too for mental and emotional transformation. I like to work with it often for winnings of money, as well as anything that might be lost or stolen to have it returned to you. And it very much has a connection to the planet Saturn. So if you have any big Saturn transits coming up, galena can be helpful. And for the mental emotional balance, we have lepidolite or lithium mica. This helps to calm and soothe and understand the emotions. It helps to bring and highlight any patterns that need to be released. And it's lovely for discernment, as well as just mental health in general. Whether you're dealing with anything like the tendency towards codependency or obsessiveness or anything like that, this can help bring a nice balance to things. It's also thought helpful for addiction and for healing the joints and even for weight loss. And we have all talked about this. Jen and I have talked about this too. Lepidolite, lithium mica, I know because there's a lot of it getting mined right now because it's being used in batteries. That means that there's a lot of it on the market, and that means people will find things to do with it. That does not mean that you should eat it. It is a prescription medication for a reason. If you take it internally, it impacts everyone very differently. Definitely not something you should supplement. But if you want to wear a piece of jewelry you found on Etsy or carry a stone with you, absolutely a wonderful warm stone to work with in that regard. So I hope that helps. I hope you feel better soon. And I hope you get some nice rest among all of that. Methylprednisone, yeah. I never have fun on that stuff. Never have fun on that stuff. But sometimes it's just, we're grateful for it when we need it, but it's no fun. So let's bring in a few of Patty's requests. So, tiger eye, tiger iron. Let's start here. Let's start with some pyrite. So pyrite is fool's gold, and it helps to call in the real stuff, so it's great at manifesting abundance. It's wonderful too at healing fever and supporting the lungs, and it helps us to open up to intuition while also providing spiritual protection. It's wonderful for the brain, memory, and information recall, and also for helping mitigate the impact of radiation sickness. So that is pyrite. Next is septarian, which helps with muscle aches and pains and healing skin wounds. Great for emotional balance and doing that deep look within, seeing what ways we're contributing to our own dysfunctions and how we can maybe take a new look and take a new outlook on things. Maybe ways that we can shift our approach or our perspective that can help shift how we, the experiences that we're having in life. Wonderful for emotional maturity and shadow work, as well as anything having to do with your solar plexus, which is your center of self, personality, your identity, your free will. So that is septarian. Chevron amethyst helps with pain and tension, and I am definitely feeling that today. It helps with degenerative diseases like MS, and it's wonderful for helping you to hold tolerance of others. Also wonderful for big, high-level spiritual work like shamanic journeying, for example. So any kind of visionary work, this would very much include things like clairvoyant work, visionary work, even dream work. So that is Chevron amethyst. Amazonite helps with self-respect, and it helps to encourage self-care, especially among those among us who tend to think of everyone else before themselves. It helps with neurological issues, with luck, and with calming. And it helps us also to support our spine and our spinal nerves. So whether you're dealing with something like sciatica or neuropathy or neuralgia, Amazonite is a lovely choice. Oh, and I have a Hattie sleeping on my lap. Yeah, you've been extra cuddly today. Prehnite is also a lovely intuitive stone. This one, when folks ask me, what's a good stone for lucid dreaming? This, prehnite. What's a great stone for like going to take my first Reiki class? Prehnite. This helps to hold a nice space for spiritual learning and teaching, regardless of the methods or techniques. It's also great for helping you hold good boundaries, for helping you to kind of focus your mind and calm your mind during spiritual work, during Reiki, during meditation. Helpful for anemia, gout, the kidneys, and bladder. So we can go ahead and bring in prehnite. There we go. Tiger iron is tiger eye with hematite, and in some cases even red jasper. And it is a really beautiful stone. So not only can this help clear and rejuvenate the blood, it can also help with relieving fatigue, boosting physical energy, and helps with clarity of thought and emotional balance. Wonderful for those who tend to take on the worries and troubles of others, as well as for nervous kids and nervous animals. Really helpful for creativity and also for balancing the solar plexus and the root. And the root chakra is our sense of basic needs, primal urges, fight or flight, fear and safety. Pink opal helps with renewal, especially body, mind, and spirit. It helps too with merging your intuition with your conscious sort of intellectual mind. And it's wonderful for any kind of practice you have around self-healing or meditation. Helps too with shamanic journeying or reaching any of the spirit realms, including the angelic realms. Wonderful too for lungs, heart, spleen, connective tissue, hypoglycemia, diabetes, and also for holding a space around any intention of nonviolence. So that is pink opal. Let's see, do these want to stand? Maybe, maybe not, we'll see. Ooh, pretty. There we go. And red tiger eye, extra helpful when it comes to manifesting financial abundance in a hurry, and also for keeping bullies at bay. That's whether it's like the childlike bullying, or if it's the spiritual side of it, like someone doing malevolent spiritual work, even someone in a workplace that's just like trying to stir up trouble for you, or any of that kind of stuff. Any of that really immature emotional behavior. Red tiger eye is very helpful. So that is red tiger eye. And we've gotten kunzite, we've gotten tree agate, we've gotten smoky quartz. Let's bring in desert rose selenite too. So desert rose selenite is really helpful for redefining ourselves in the face of any challenge or at any crossroads in your life. It's also helpful for making those big life changes that we have to show up consistently to have them happen. Wonderful for sticking to schoolwork, for upset stomach, for eczema, acne, psoriasis, any skin conditions, as well as fighting off viruses. It's also thought helpful for well-being of animals and for men's health, and it's often thought of in alignment with real estate. So whether you're looking for a place to live, or if you're talking about the paperwork surrounding real estate, especially that, desert rose selenite can be quite helpful. So that's desert rose selenite. Awesome. And I will come back for the rest of your requests, but glad we got most of them. Hey, Vincent and T, good to see you. Catherine. I'm glad it helped the hives. I really am. Ooh. Jen, you and I really do have to do an interview one day about how much of our jobs are about telling people not to put things in their body that shouldn't be there. I have screenshots over the course of my career when I'm like, no, really, this was a trend. Yeah, wellness trends can be wild, y'all. Wild. Yeah, it's been giving the energy of TikTok challenge since long before TikTok came about. Yeah. If you ever are looking, it's got to be out there in the universe of all the streaming spheres. I don't know on what streaming services it would be, but there's this awesome old show called Home Movies. Really funny. One of the people that's involved in making Bob's Burgers made this way back in the day. Excellent cartoon. And it's about a little kid who really is more of an adult than a kid, but he hangs out with his kid friends and they make films in the basement, hence the name of the show. Well, the baby sister of Brendan, the lead character, gets a marble stuck in her nose. So he's like, somebody should write a song about this. So he writes a song for kids. Don't put marbles in your nose. Do not put them in there. And so, of course, all the little kids hear this and all they think is like, oh, marbles up my nose. So all the kids shove the marbles up their nose. So seeing that was like, yeah, like, don't do this. It's like, what, you mean like this? Like, yeah, definitely my industry. Yeah, definitely my industry. I know you see it too. Let's see. Bliss Brain. Can we find some crystals for joy? Since the amplified sunspots will amplify our emotional states. Yeah, those sunspots are, boy howdy. I got so much done today. Joy and creativity. Yeah, let's do it. Here's some creativity. Let's bring in, for creativity, let's bring in some azurite. You can see where it gets its name, that gorgeous azure blue. This helps with awakening the spiritual self, and it's wonderful for insight, intuition, creativity, connection to and wisdom from your guides, as well as breaking down any energy blockages within or obstacles in your path. Helpful too for relieving worries, and it's wonderful for making better decisions, as well as calming and quieting your mind during meditation. Also helps too with spinal alignment and muscle spasms. So that is azurite. Next, I'll bring in, for joy and fun, we'll bring in fuchsite. Fuchsite is just that. It's joy, it's fun. This is allowing ourselves to have fun just purely for the sake of fun and no other reason. It's wonderful too for inner child work and for any kind of self-care in that way. Helps too with carpal tunnel, spinal alignment, and sleep issues. So that is fuchsite. And it brings in lots of happiness and joy. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. That's a really beautiful request. Thank you for making it, Bliss Brain. Good to have you here. And Catherine, something for money manifestation and good luck. You got it. So money manifestation, luck, and luck. So let's bring in, for money manifestation, we have pyrite in. I'm going to bring in some citrine. This definitely helps call in the financial abundance. It's great too for balancing logic with intuition and even with making better financial decisions. Helpful too for addictions, compulsions, fibromyalgia, and also nausea. So that is citrine. Go. And for good luck, we also have Amazonite and Galena in, which are both really helpful with that. But let's also bring in some jade. Jade is helpful for good fortune and good luck for sure. It's also helpful for body, mind, and spirit, like finding peace of mind, and also helping us to achieve our dreams. Great for resourcefulness, for confidence, and for grounding stress. This is also one that helps us to prioritize ourselves and to empower ourselves so that we do take good care of ourselves. So that is jade. And amber. Amber definitely helps with luck as well as protection. It also helps with creativity. So this will help build on the last request we had from Bliss Brain. This also helps with depression and with softening our habits and our outlooks on things. It's wonderful for attracting lost love, for tooth pain and teething, for emotional blocks, for releasing negativity, and also for supporting optimal mental health. So that is amber. Amber is fossilized tree sap. In China, amber is seen as tiger tears and that they bring courage. Cool. So I'm glad you're here. I hope everything works out well for you, hon. T, intentions for getting hard and tedious work done, nurturing hope and opportunity, wrangling my sleep schedule into something reasonable, right? Okay, so garnet, chrysoprase, sunstone. And garnet's already in there. So let's bring in tourmalinated quartz. That is quartz that has black tourmaline running through it that helps to break up old stuck energy. And it also helps break up blockages, energy blockages as well as blockages in the body, like scar tissue, for example. It helps to ground and release nervous energy and even energy patterns from childhood. Helps too with protection, especially when traveling, especially if you're traveling by car. And it's helpful for fortune, luck, and calling on new revenue streams, new jobs, new ways of earning. So we'll help to bring this in. But yeah, it's great for healing emotional trauma too. So that is tourmalinated quartz. Sunstone is really helpful for basically taking our vision of ourselves and just expanding it, seeing what we're really capable of. It also helps others to notice us. And this can be really helpful if you are looking for a new job, going on interviews that you'll stand out above the rest, or if you're promoting yourself or your business. This can help you to really get your marketing seen. It helps too with career opportunities and working even through to promotions, as well as in general, just a lot of great luck. Helps too with avoiding anyone who would exploit you around money. So that is Sunstone. There we go. And Chrysoprase. What are you doing? Okay. Chrysoprase is really helpful with overcoming disappointment. It's also helpful for completing our goals and having follow through, and for any time we have to pivot. If we hit a roadblock, if something doesn't work out the way we want to, if we get disappointed, if we hit a roadblock, as I said, this is a stone that can help us sort of take that deep breath and go, okay, now what? And to pick up the pieces and keep going in a different direction without getting lost in like a self-pity. This is one that helps you to see that even if it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, you still learned a lot along the way, and those lessons will help you down the road. So that is Chrysoprase. It's a great stone to help with working through burnout too. So that is Chrysoprase. One of my favorite stones to work with too. And chalcopyrite or peacock ore. This is excellent for executive function. People like me who have PTSD, folks who might be on the autism spectrum, sometimes we struggle with executive function, which is high-level planning. And this is a stone that can help with that. It can also help with literal birth, like giving birth, and rebirth, like if you want to be born anew or kind of pivot or kind of a U 2.0. But it's a very spiritual stone and definitely a beautiful one to have. So we will see where it fits in the overall grid as we go, but definitely a beautiful one to have. And I'm just going to take a quick peek at your request and see if there's anything else that I could suggest. Ah, gotcha. Let's bring in some lapis. Lapis helps pain and inflammation, but it also helps truth and honesty and follow through and personal responsibility. I would say integrity, or as my friend Janie would say, your talk to do ratio, living up to your commitments and what you've promised. This is also really helpful for career improvement as well as hearing loss, vertigo, and general ear problems in general. So that is lapis. So there we go. Awesome. Hope you're doing well, T. Renee, good to see you. Affirmation Station, good to see you too. Oh yeah, thank you for the reminder, Patty. Don't forget to hit the like button. Appreciate you. Oh, you're so welcome, Bliss Brain. Thank you for being here with us. That was a really well-worded request. Thank you. Yeah, kunzite's just amazing. I can't remember if I do have some kunzite in. I don't know if it's on the website yet, but I do have some in. Okay. One for chakras and healing. Absolutely. Oh, you saw orange selenite? Oh, cool. You saw rocks you hadn't seen. I love going to rock shows and seeing rocks I haven't seen before. I really miss when I had my healing center on Jewelers Row. I would get to see stones that were like, you just didn't get to see anywhere else. And you never would, because they're like high-end jewelry. Sometimes it's been like mined to extinction. We haven't found any in decades, but like you're looking through, you know, something that you're helping someone send out or someone's working with, and it's like 67-year-old, you know, Peruvian opals. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of wonderful. Hey, Kanta, good to see you. Orange selenite. I have seen it. Let me see if I can look it up for you too. This one doesn't talk about orange. Ah, this one does. Awesome. So, orange selenite, and I am reading this to all of you from Cassandra Eason's The Complete Crystal Handbook. So, orange selenite may assist with fertility, nausea, fluid retention, hormones, menstrual issues, gallstones, kidneys, bladder, weakness, and even prolapsed uterus. Helpful for self-identity and food and self-image. Orange selenite is a focus for connection with moon and earth devas and high nature essences. Hospitality and socializing for mellowing attitudes. Socializing and work. Healing nature and the environment. And it encourages productivity and healthy appetite. Interesting. So that was The Complete Crystal Handbook by Cassandra Eason, and that was orange selenite. That's so cool. I've seen it, but not often. Azurite that was facet quality and it just blew your mind, but it was money. Oh yeah. Azurite, malachite, chrysocolla, those are all found very close to, and turquoise too, all found very close to copper, and they can all be very expensive, especially if they're like high gem quality grade. Oh my goodness, yes. It can be nice to look and just appreciate sometimes. But yeah, let's go back to one for chakras and healing. So let's do that for affirmation station. Let's bring in some double terminated quartz. So clear quartz helps to take any intention that we have and it kind of boosts it. It's like an amplifier. It can also boost the healing impact of other stones around it or of any intentions you have while working with it. But if you take a double terminated specimen, or whether it's small like these or even a larger one, and you hold it kind of vertically in your center line, it can help align the chakras. So let's go ahead and let's do this. So that can definitely help. Awesome. And also, I know that Chris had requested some angelic stones, and I know you usually like the angelic stones affirmation station, so I'll bring those in. So celestite can help with connection to the angelic realm and also our spirit guides, helpful for discerning, especially if you're struggling with Is this a feeling? Is this a fear? Is this intuition? I'm not sure. Celestite can help kind of suss that out. Also helpful for clearing the mind and clearing your thought process, as well as helping support your connection to art and music. So that is Celestite. And next is Angelite, and as the name would suggest, it helps us to connect with our angels. It also helps to improve our experience of sound healing, and it helps us to connect with our guides and just feel connected to Source. It's also very helpful with protection, like high-level spiritual protection. So that is Angelite. So there we go. Awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you, Affirmation Station. Renee, oh, mellowing out and healing the earth are your focus. Well, you picked the right stone. You just, if you walk into a place and you see a stone and it just speaks to you, that's the one. That's our intuition. Sister Sheba, it's so good to see you. Oh, all the love to human and pet moms, absolutely. Galena, Rutilated, and Rhodonite. Rhodonite and Galena are in there. Let's grab some Rutilated. So Rutilated is really, really helpful, and I have this one too. This is actually Rutilated that has some pyrite in it there. So Rutilated quartz helps to boost physical energy, especially if you're really run down or maybe you've been sick lately. And it also helps to bring focus and clarity to the mind, as well as to focus and intention. So if you are getting healing work done, if you are writing something, you're trying to focus on the subject, this can help with that focus. This has also been a stone considered a great talisman or a beautiful gift for anyone that's struggling with cancer, because it's thought to help with these points to like all of these, the intention behind it being all of those treatments you're getting, I hope that they go exactly where they're the most helpful in your body. And I hope that you get that boost of energy that helps to make it easier. So that's Rutilated quartz. So let's go ahead and put a few pieces in. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, and let me know if there's anything else I can put in for you. I know Chris had a couple extra requests. Moonstone, Herkimer. Selenite, rose quartz, malachite, Super 7. Awesome. So Super 7 can help with working towards larger goals and bigger dreams in life, and can boost any way that you're connecting with your intuition, your spirit guides, or however you connect intuitionally. This is lovely for especially things like channeling, telepathy, mediumship, and it's really helpful for strengthening your aura or energy field. Wonderful for inner harmony, inner peace, for connection with the crown chakra and unity consciousness that we're all interconnected. Lovely for healing past lives and karmic factors, and for helping boost our healing connection to the earth. So let's go ahead and bring in some beautiful Super 7. Let's bring in some Moonstone. Moonstone helps our connection to the moon and all the lunar influences, as well as just all the rhythms and cycles and patterns within nature. It helps to open up our intuition. It helps us to connect to the divine feminine. It's lovely for attracting love and for work on any kind of, if you're learning any ancient spiritual techniques or wisdom, if you're learning any ancient healing techniques, this can be a really helpful stone to connect. And it's very, very protective of women as well as travelers. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. Moonstone can look lots of different ways. And actually, let's do these slightly larger ones. Yeah, let's do some larger ones. We have room for them. Okay, so that is Moonstone. We'll also bring in some white selenite. This helps by reflecting nothing but pure white light. It helps us to connect with our angels and our guides and our guardians. It's also lovely for keeping our energy field clear and keeping the energy clear of any space. You can also use it to help clear the energy of your crystals. Just go ahead and put your crystals on it and it will clear their energy in just a couple hours. Herkimer diamond isn't a diamond so much as clear quartz. It's found in the Herkimer, New York region of the US, and it's helpful for boosting manifestation, for connecting and intuition, and for harmonizing really unbalanced energies. Lovely for metabolism and for relaxation. It's also one that can help us to be in the present moment. And I always feel like that's really important when we're doing any kind of manifesting. So rather than just manifesting to the next thing, we can sit where we are and appreciate and feel grounded in the moment before we move on. Next is rose quartz. We're all super familiar with rose quartz, but this is a lovely stone of the heart center. If you feel emotionally overwhelmed or emotionally drained, this is a must work with. It's also really helpful for seeing yourself as deserving of love, and if you're shifting your internal kind of compass towards relationships, this is one that helps you to see yourself as worthy and deserving of a really good relationship. So that is rose quartz. It can be quite powerful to work with. I think we often forget how powerful it is to work with. So let's go ahead and bring in some rose quartz. And for malachite. Malachite is really helpful for inflammation, arthritis, and also like helping our body to kind of clear and purge things that aren't helping it, which might help actually with Jen's case as her body is trying to like let go of some medications that didn't quite work. This is also helpful for insomnia and better sleep, as well as working through really deep emotions so that we can leave them behind and move forward once and for all. It's lovely for helping support us with depression and anxiety, and I definitely struggle with those personally. And it can also help with certain phobias and fears, especially fear of flying. So that is malachite. Awesome. And I know that Patty has some good requests too. So azurite's in there, zoisite, zebra jasper, manifestation quartz, and aquamarine and hydro. and sugilite. Sugilite is a beautiful stone if you're thinking about world peace and world harmony. This is a stone that, and talk about pricey stones, this can get really expensive. Sugilite is lovely for connection with that crown chakra, the concept that we are all interconnected, and what we put out into the universe, we put into ourselves. It helps prevent us from othering our problems onto other people. So that is sugilite. Anhydro is just a general term for any stone that has water within it, and this crystal actually did form around water. It's impossible to see it on camera, I'm sorry to say, but anhydros help with fluid imbalance and releasing really destructive emotional habits and patterns that we may have. It's lovely too for determining credibility of information and of people, and it really helps with accessing the past and the future if you're doing any healing work that necessitates that. If you're doing any work around family or your family's history or your genealogy, anhydros are extremely helpful, and it's great for maintaining amicable relationships with folks who are really difficult. That is anhydro. So there we go. Aquamarine helps with forgiveness, as well as deflecting pettiness, low vibe behavior, people taking out their feelings on others just because they feel like they can get away with it. So we often like to call this the anti-Karen stone. Not Auntie Karen, anti-Karen stone, like keep the Karens at bay. But lovely too for body fluids and healthy teeth and gums. So let's bring in some aquamarine. Zoisite can be really helpful when it comes to seasonal affective disorder, and it's wonderful for releasing any kind of negativity. It's also really helpful if you tend towards procrastination or just looking at the to-do list and saying like, I just can't even begin to comprehend that, and just like walking away from it. This can help with taking those little bites on the to-do list. It also helps with just dealing with any kind of challenges and setbacks. So that is zoisite. Let's see, where shall we place you? There we go. Zebra jasper helps with stress, and especially stress that comes from overwhelm. If you find yourself that you're stuck in overwhelm and it's like, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't even think about what I can do to change this. This is a stone that helps you get ahead of things a little bit. It's also wonderful for breaking through apathy. It's very empowering, and it can help you to stand up for yourself where needed. It helps bone disorders, and it also helps muscle spasms. It helps you to take initiative, and it also helps you to, if you feel like you've been stuck in a rut, it can help you with kind of alleviating that. So that is zebra jasper. And here we go. And manifestation quartz, as the name would suggest, helps us to manifest what we're looking for the most. This helps take anything that we're manifesting and boosting its energy, bringing it up into the heavens so it can be heard and returned. I definitely invite you all to put anything that you're asking the universe for into this crystal as we work into the grid. So there we go. So let's see. I think we are good to go. So we are at that time where I'm going to go ahead and explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, how to make the most of your session. So while I do that, I encourage you to go ahead, take a deep breath in and out. Think of all those things you're grateful for. That helps lift the energy of where you're at. And since we're all interconnected, it helps everyone's energy. And if you feel so inclined as to share those gratitudes in the chat, go right ahead. And then we're going to get into the Reiki. So thank you everyone for helping to inspire this beautiful grid. My name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. If you're new, definitely click that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button if you haven't already. I'm here 5 times a week. You can see my regular schedule in the description below. And and if you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you want to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or if you want to go ahead and check out my email newsletter or shop my Reiki charged crystals, all of that's on my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. Like I said, linked in the description below, as is all my social media and my email newsletter. So what is Reiki? Well, Reiki is a general term in the West for energy healing, but specifically I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. This particular method is founded by Mikao Usui in the 1920s in Japan during a time where teaching anything that could even be misattributed to a religion, strictly forbidden with big time consequences. So this is a method of connecting with this energy that is completely secular yet deeply spiritual, and that's why we love it in the West so much. It's so accessible to us. So the concept of energy at the foundation of Usui's perspective in his system comes to us from Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone and everything is thought to be interconnected and interlinked. And it's also thought that spirit, in this case, however you define that, supports us with this beautiful soul-affirming, life-affirming energy that we use day in, day out, whether or not we're aware of it, in our regular healing and in our regular, even resilience moment to moment. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy and direct even more of it to you, wherever you are and whenever you happen to be watching this stream. So to connect with the energy, like how do I get it? Well, you just need to be open to it, and by being here, you already are. So awesome. During the session, you may feel some physical sensations rise up. You may have some emotions rise up. You may have some thoughts that get really clear and kind of clarify for you. You might be able to figure out something that's been on your mind. You may also get some deep intuitions or clarity or just a sudden sense of finality and resolution. You may also have a really healing nap, and all of those are completely encouraged. Every session is completely unique, so I encourage you to just notice. You don't have to focus on anything, and you don't have to keep your mind silent. You can just go ahead and be. And if at any point you feel like you get distracted or you want to go a little deeper, just take a deep breath in and out, and you'll slowly come down into the session a little deeper. You can sit or lay down in any position you're comfortable in. You can close your eyes if you'd like, but you don't have to remain still. You can do some stretches, journal, play some music, throw some cards down for yourself, whatever feels right at this time. There's no wrong way. And as I send this healing to you, just sort of notice is the best way I can sort of suggest it. As I send this healing to all of you, which I will for 25 minutes, I will turn the lights down. They will move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe, and I will turn the music up. If you enjoy the music, definitely check out the link at the bottom of the description. This is a musician I'm grateful to be able to purchase music from in order to play during my live stream, and thank you to all of you who've ever supported the channel financially in any way that allows me to actually pay a real musician, a live human being, imagine that, to create some beautiful music for us. I will send this healing to you wherever you are and whenever you're watching this, because Reiki isn't limited by my human limitations. It's this energy will meet you wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, and you can also always come back and watch any of the past live streams and feel the energy there. Just hit the live button and see any of the past live streams. You can also come in live and make any requests that you want, whatever suits you best. But at the end of the session, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll encourage you to take a deep breath in and out, slowly come back to your to your body. And then at that point, I'll be able to re-engage with you in chat and answer any questions you have, and even hear any expressions of what you experienced if you feel inclined to share. So yeah, go ahead, get cozy, see how it feels, and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's an honor and a privilege always to share this energy with all of you. So let's go ahead and take a bigger peek at what's going on in that grid. Ooh, pretty. Really, really beautiful. I think this looks kind of nice opposite the logo there. There we go. Oh, hey, Sybil. Oh, the next stream, Sybil, is Tuesday at 8 p.m. Tuesday at 8 p.m. East Coast US time, by the way. Okay. So everyone, enjoy your session. I'll see you all again in about 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. Move your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Sybil. That happens to me sometimes when I'm in other people's streams. It's like, and I don't think it was just you. I saw 24 people were here, then 19 were here, then 23 people were here. So I don't think you were the only one that had that problem. Oh, you're welcome, Renee and Catherine. You're so welcome, Mimi and Sister Sheba. Yep, next stream is Tuesday, 8 p.m. East Coast, U.S. time. Oh, thank you, Bliss Brain. Yeah, we really have got the best people. Lightning in a bottle, for sure. So everyone, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. Ooh. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. Thank you for inspiring this incredible grid. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care and bye for now.